I got something very, very interesting that I came across yesterday, just randomly. Somehow within all the Twitter nonsense, I somehow found this. So call it, I guess, a little bit of a miracle. Sorry that it's so bright. I don't know how to turn it to dark mode. Anyways, there was this GG Recon article that was written yesterday. It came out on August 10th. Or not written yesterday, sorry. It came out August 10th. Overwatch 2 devs considering more frequent hero releases ahead of Season 6 launch. So if you actually remember, you know, this is kind of part of the whole, sorry to keep bringing it up, but the whole Twitter thing we were talking about earlier. The reason I said that I feel like this is the first season we feel like we've been listened to as a community, like so many things we've been fighting for feedback, is if you've ever worked in big corpa, it takes about 6 months for stuff to happen. So stuff that we've been asking for the last 5-6 months is now happening, which is cool. And I remember when when the whole PvE debacle happened, and I basically said, oh shit, we're f***ed, right? But there was a silver lining in the possibility that maybe someday, now that PvE debacle is behind us, if they picked up the speed at which heroes were released, that could genuinely be a way to bring people back to the game. Because Overwatch 2 at its core is very much still the same game as Overwatch 1. Yeah, it's one tank, stuff like that, but it's still the same hero shooter. The new characters are what brings the game to life. Even Illari, who just came out, a healing turret is so different to, like, I would have never even thought to come up with a healing turret. Stuff like that is what truly changes the gameplay experience. And I know she's a little broken, but like, that's not the point. The point is, like, it's fun. And it's fine she's broken for at least the first 2 weeks. I think that's perfectly fine. Let people have fun with it. Actually, that was one of my other takes, is I think heroes should be broken on release, and then 2 weeks later there's a big patch that reins them back in by the time they hit ranked. But let people have fun. This was something that I actually talked to him. It was like, if the speed at which heroes were released picked up, I genuinely think people would start to view Overwatch more positively, because they would be faster hype cycles, and those seasons where nothing comes out, or if it's only a map season, wouldn't feel as bad because of the time. You know, like the time between mid-season where a hero comes out, like the second half where it kind of gets dull, and then the next season where it's just like a pretty dull the entire time until the next hero, you shorten that window, you make it much more enjoyable. So this came out and hinted at that they're thinking about it. With the launch of Overwatch 2, new heroes finally started hitting the game on a bi-seasonal schedule. As the main draw of Overwatch, heroes are among the most sought-after feature releases of the game, live service offerings, and with 3 new ones a year on the current schedule, they certainly set the community's interest alight. So I actually talked to someone who used to be a Blizzard executive. He's not there anymore. He told me himself that there is nothing there, nothing they've ever done, ever, comes close to the level of hype and player engagement and player numbers that new characters bring in. So if you genuinely want to get people's more attention, new heroes is the way to do it. Nothing else does. New game modes, drops, featuring creators, tournaments, Overwatch League, new game modes, new maps, nothing at all. Only thing that comes close is heroes. So, interesting. They're at least playing with the idea. Given how popular they are, players might wonder if more releases could be in the cards. During a developer Q&A session, the game's lead designers talked about the importance of new heroes, and the frequency of releases could be increased. In ongoing internal discussions, invasion story missions, new support hero Illari, new game mode Flashpoint, and so much more. Okay, this is like about the Overwatch 2 invasion thing. Okay. With the launch of Overwatch 2 and the introduction of the live service model, the development team has tried a wide range of content releases, from new maps, game modes, and different arcade titles to battle pass and skin integrations. With 10 months of data since Overwatch 2's release, the team has gained insights into what its player base likes to engage with and wants to see more of. Check out our guide. Wait, they have a guide on the new hero? Oh god, I'm tempted. According to Overwatch 2's executive producer, Jared Nuss, for those who don't know you, Jared's good people. He's very much a straight shooter. I've actually seen him kind of like, not clap back at people on Twitter, but people like slide at him with very snarky things, and he's like, what are you saying? Like, what? Like, tell me in English without not like, he doesn't like say, don't give me an attitude. He's just like, what do you want? And then like they say what they want, he goes, I would like to do that, yes, but or that can't happen right now, or something like that. He's very honest, and I enjoy that. Overwatch 2 players aren't a group that share a collective want for... Sorry, Overwatch 2 players aren't a group that share a collective want for new players, but one with different tastes and profiles, all engaging the game differently. Well, I mean, they kind of are. Everyone does want new heroes, yes, but okay. It really depends on the player you're talking about. Different things generate different buzz for different folks. If I said overall for the player base, I think heroes are the heart and soul of Overwatch as a franchise, he shared. As the team has expressed a desire to be receptive to the audience's appetites, this is one of the things I've talked about, especially with Season 6, is it feels like the first time they've truly taken a lot of feedback and implemented it. It took a while, but we're there. It stands to reason that an increase in the heroes' releases could be one way to give players more of what they enjoy. While no immediate results to report, there appears to be an ongoing internal discussion around the subject and us at it. Could we release heroes more frequently than we do now? Potentially. It'll be something we are discussing, but we don't have any concrete plans to announce. So if you've never seen Jared's Twitter, this might sound like no, like we're not doing it, but he's actually went on the record on Twitter and said the Overwatch team over the years has broken a lot of promises, and he wants to not make promises that they don't intend to keep, or they can't keep. So when he says something like we're discussing it, but we don't have any concrete plans, that means that they're already talking about it. And being a straight shooter, like, yeah, we're talking about it right now, but we don't have anything yet. When a big company like this, like a big company like Blizzard talks about it, it might take 6 months to a year to see it change. But that still doesn't mean that we should be like shitting on them for not like at least trying to change it. Because with the schedule we have now, it takes a while and it's like kind of slow. And if it picked up speed, like it went from 3 a year to like 4 or 5 a year, I think that could do a lot, you know? But the characters take a lot to make. So I'm actually hopeful on this sentence. Like, yeah, that's nothing concrete, but the fact that they're talking about it is actually kind of a good thing. Art director Deanne Rogers echoed the sentiment, stating, "I would love to, but it's hard. It's not easy to make an Overwatch hero, and there's a lot that goes into it. It's definitely something we'd love to increase at some point." So if they're discussing it, that's a good thing, because there's some changes that are in the game now that they talked about almost 6 or 8 months ago that they said they were discussing, and now they've come around to it. With Season 6, Overwatch 2 is releasing its newest hero, Alari, an offensively minded support hero that is expected to light up the battlefield. The next hero, the current schedule, is expected to launch in Season 8. According to Nuss, the development team is currently in the planning process for the content release calendar of 2024. Until then, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what the Overwatch team has in store for the future. So this isn't like a concrete yes, but the fact that they're even like going out and like saying on a public record in a Q&A, yeah, this is actually something we are considering, I would say is hopeful. The possibility that they might increase the speed, because especially if you're a DPS player right now, dude, I kind of feel bad for you actually. When are you gonna get a character? you got one at release, and it's like, I know tank and support needed it more, but DPS players kind of left out in the cold for a while. But if the picture was the speed was picked up a bit, yes, tank and support need more options, but like if the speed was picked up, then everyone else who also, like for example DPS, could also still get some heroes along the way and not be punished just because they have more options. Does that make any sense? DPS is after this next tank. Yeah, but the next tank is Season 8, and then Season 10 is DPS. So like, so each season's what? About 2 months, or sorry, it's about 2 months or so. So 60 days from now is October. So like October-ish, like early October 1st, let's say. It's 9 weeks. Let's just say for argument's sake, just to make it easy, let's say October 1st, even though it's like mid-October. Let's say October 1st is the new season. That's Season 7. And then 60 days later is December 1st. That would be the tank. And then 60 days later is February 1st. And then 60 days after that is actually April 1st. So the next DPS hero is in April. You know what I mean? Like, by quick maths. You know what I mean? Give or take a few things. So another year for a DPS character is a long time to wait. So if that process was sped up quite a bit, I think that would be extremely helpful for the way that people view the game. And I'll tell you, even my IRL friends that know me, that I play Overwatch and know me, like, they know I'm known in Overwatch, they come to me about stuff and they're like, hey, when's the next hero? And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I can't tell you. And then they're like, well, is it going to be soon? Because I want to play the game again. That's what gets them to come back, is the new heroes. That's what gets most people to come back and play. So how do you want to get people to play the game more? Pick up the speed. The fact that they are toying around and playing with the idea tells me that they're in touch with what the community wants and what gamers want, which is W.